primary purpose of this big adventure flight to Colorado was to take a flight with an instructor in the Rocky Mountains. One of the things to consider when flying in the mountains is the weather. Late April is on the cusp of late winter weather and better early spring flying weather. As it turned out, weather was a factor. Not only must you not fly when the clouds are obscuring the mountains, but you must wait for the winds to be calm enough to make such a flight safe. I had to wait several days for the weather to clear. After several days, the weather cooperated, but in the meantime, I enjoyed several local attractions. However, the first thing I had to do was laundry. I carry a little over a week's worth of clothes, so doing laundry on the road is a must. Then, since I was going to be in Colorado Springs for about a week, I went grocery shopping to keep the restaurant bill low. Then off to see the sights. The first place to visit was to have dinner at the Airplane Restaurant. Yeah, I know, I just went grocery shopping, but this is such a unique restaurant, I had to eat there. It is right next to the airport and my hotel is close by. This restaurant includes a portion that is a KC-97 4-engine prop plane that was used as a passenger aircraft, refueler, and other duties in World War II. Gene Cernan, the last man on the moon, sat at a table in this restaurant, so I had to sit in the same spot and get my picture taken. Also, I had to sit in the cockpit and play like I was flying this behemoth. Next, on to the Peterson Air and Space Museum, adjacent to the airport. I had to submit a request ahead of time to get clearance to go on this active Space Force base. The museum is small, but informative. The base is named after First Lieutenant Edward J. Peterson, who was the first Colorado native to die in World War II. I also went to the Cave of the Winds. This was an interesting cave tour, one of the highest at about 7,000 feet. This almost an hour guided tour took us to several rooms and levels. And then we look down. It's about 500 feet. Next up was the National Museum of World War II Aviation, right at the airport. I took a 2+ hour personalized guided tour with one of the docents, taking me to each of the several buildings. There are some impressive examples of aviation of the 1940s, plus a restoration facility. Also in Colorado Springs is the Space Foundation Discovery Center. This is a well-done yet smallish museum, but the displays are informative, especially for school-aged children. I enjoyed the Science on a Sphere show. I drove through the Gardens of the Gods. This free 20+ minute drive takes you past some impressive formations, and it is close to many other attractions as well. Finally, the weather is clearing. On to Leadville tomorrow.